Hello, my friends. Good evening. I hope you all are doing well. Starting a new live stream, and this is October the 14th. The time right now is 11:49 p.m., close to midnight. And it is so wonderful to see some of our friends joining us. Frank is here. Frank, good to see you. Evelyn is here. Hi, Evelyn. Um, we got Rachel from Waukesha. We have Richard, we have Norton. Great to see you all. Thank you so very much. And I'm hoping more of our friends will be joining in soon. We're going to be talking about California today. So if there's anyone tuning in from California, that'd be great. Kay Cooper is here. Hi, Kay. Michael Brown. Michael Brown is here after such a long time. Michael, how are you doing? I hope things are well. Michael Brown from Australia. So, Michael, good to see you. I don't know if you tuned in for any of my recent live streams, but uh, maybe you did, and I just missed seeing your name. That could be. But Michael, good to see you. Thanks for being here. And Jet is here. Jet from Pennsylvania. Am I correct, Jet? Good to see you, Jet. So it's so nice to be doing these live stream again and reconnecting with a lot of friends who I really, really missed. I was thinking about Michael Brown, a couple days ago. Like, I haven't seen Michael's name in a while. And Jed, good to see you. And Frank and Evelyn and Rachel, it's always great to see um, your names appear in the live chat, and it just gives me so much of encouragement to go on with the live streams. This is why I do it. And Kay Cooper, our friend from Texas, always wonderful to see Kay. And I see Richard Miller's here too. So Richard, thank you. Wonderful. Wonderful to be here. Wonderful to reconnect with a lot of friends. I know the last few months I have not been doing live streams regularly, but if you go back and look at the last week, like the last 7 or 10 days, I have been pretty regular. So great to be here. Now let's go straight into the discussion, which is why we're here. We're going to be talking about California, okay? But before that, I gotta drink some tea. Okay, my friends. Reportedly, there is a state of emergency in Los Angeles County. And when I say Los Angeles County, it's California. And I was quite shocked, to be honest with you, when I first heard about this. And this was just like this evening I heard, okay? So it wasn't like, okay, a couple days ago, a few days ago. No, I heard about it this evening, that there is a state of emergency in Los Angeles County. And I was so shocked. And I was thinking, like, what in the world is going on? Why is there a state of emergency in Los Angeles County? Is there something happening that I missed? Like, what's going on? And then I find out that it's a local state of emergency declared by Los Angeles County leaders. Okay, leaders. Los Angeles County leaders. Who are these leaders? What do you mean by leaders? And why are the leaders declaring a local state of emergency? Is there a wildfire? That is the first thing that came to my mind. Like, oh my God, is there a wildfire? And then I started thinking about my friends in California. We got friends who are part of uh, this community that we have online here. We know many names, right? I mean, if I ask any one of you, if you've been watching my live streams for a while, then you know we got friends who live in California who tune in for these live streams. They are part of our community, and I started thinking about them. Like, okay, is there a wildfire? How bad is it? Is there massive flooding? Is that the reason why there's a local state of emergency? Okay, if it's not a wildfire, if it's not a flood, what is going on? Is there some other kind of environmental disaster? Or is there some outbreak? You know, that's the other thing we think of when we hear of state of emergency. Like, okay, is there some new virus? Is there some new disease? Is there some outbreak? Are people getting sick? Are people like going to the emergency room in large numbers? Is there something going on with public health? Those are all the thoughts that came to my mind, almost like in like just like that, in a fraction of a second. I started thinking about all these things: wildfire and flood and environmental disaster, public health. And I said to myself, what in the world is going on in Los Angeles County? Why is there a state of emergency? My friends, I'm going to give you some more details, so don't go anywhere, stay connected. The leaders, first let's talk about the leaders who declared the state of emergency. The leaders are the Los Angeles County supervisors who reportedly introduced and approved a declaration by a 4-1 vote. So 4 in favor of declaring state of emergency and 1 against. And so you may be wondering, like, what is this declaration about? What is this proclamation? It's a very natural question to ask. Okay, now get ready. Put on your seatbelts, all right? Wherever you are. Get ready, because what I'm going to be telling you, it's going to shock you. So get ready with your seatbelts. Get ready. Don't fall off your chair. Okay? You think of state of emergency, you think of something very, very serious, right? This state of emergency that's being reported is over the ongoing immigration enforcement action in California. A state of emergency declared in Los Angeles County, and it's all about the ongoing immigration enforcement action. Now, do you feel confused? Like, you may be thinking, Tausif, what exactly are you saying? Yeah, we know there's ongoing immigration enforcement action. That is what we voted for. That is what we want. We want more immigration enforcement action. We want ICE agents to go out in communities and catch the criminal aliens. So why is there a state of emergency? This is what we voted for. This is what we want. When you went to the polling booth back in November and you walked in there determined to vote for Donald J. Trump because you were sick and tired of Joe Biden's policies, you were sick and tired of the Biden-Harris administration, and so you walked into the polling location, wherever it was, in Nevada, in North Carolina, in Florida, in Tennessee, in Wisconsin, in Nebraska, Mississippi, South Carolina, Texas, wherever you live. You walked into the polling location determined, like, yes, I'm going to vote for Donald J. Trump to make America great again. So you made that decision And now you're happy that there's immigration enforcement action. I'm happy. You're happy. Freedom-loving Americans who understand logic and reason, people who love this country, they're all happy. People who have common sense, they're all happy. Those who don't have common sense, I mean, that's a different story we're not going to get into. But if you have common sense, you voted for Donald Trump and you are happy because there's immigration enforcement action. We support ICE. We've said it before on this channel. So why is there a state of emergency over the ongoing immigration enforcement action in California? What in the world is going on in California? Good things are happening because the ICE agents are doing their work. We support ICE. We want more ICE agents to do the raids, to catch the criminal aliens. We want more and more illegal aliens deported. We voted for mass deportation. So why is there a state of emergency? Let me explain. Let me explain. The state of emergency that these so-called Los Angeles County leaders declared, this so-called state of emergency, is basically an anti-immigration enforcement message. So these people who declared this emergency, state of emergency, they are against immigration enforcement. They are against ICE. They are against the Trump administration's immigration enforcement action. And so to counter that, they declared this so-called state of emergency. The supervisors who approved this declaration are basically trying to say that ICE raids have caused widespread fear. Really? Really? ICE raids have caused widespread fear? What world are these supervisors living in? No wonder this is Los Angeles County left-wing politicians opposing the will of the people. That's what they're doing. The state of emergency is basically a joke. It's an anti-Trump, it's an anti-ICE, it's an anti-will of the people message. And there's a news release, which I don't know if you've read. If you're hearing this for the first time, you haven't read it, obviously. Maybe some of you have. Maybe some of you did not read the news release, but you just saw the news, you saw the headline. I'm going to give you more details here, because my goal is always to share the truth, to share the facts, and to promote a message of freedom. Law and order, freedom. My friends, I'm going to read to you some sentences from this news release, and I will let you decide what you think. All right? Get ready for this. I'm going to read to you this news release. All right. So, and I quote, I'm starting reading from the news release. Okay, start of the quote. Today, the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors approved a proclamation of local emergency for federal immigration actions in response to escalating federal enforcement operations that have created fear, disrupted neighborhoods, and destabilized families, workers, and businesses across Los Angeles County. End quote. That is the first paragraph of this news release, which I believe is a joke, because these supervisors are claiming that Federal enforcement operations have caused fear. Fear among who? We, the American people, are not living in fear because of federal enforcement operation. We're happy. This is what we want. In case these supervisors did not get the memo, back in November 2024, when we voted for Donald Trump, we voted for more federal enforcement action. So we're not living in fear. The ones who are living in fear are the illegal aliens. And they're also claiming, these so-called Los Angeles County leaders, these supervisors, they're also claiming that federal enforcement operations have disrupted neighborhoods. Really? Disrupted neighborhoods? No, I don't think so. I think that the federal enforcement operations are bringing stability back in American neighborhoods. When the illegal aliens get deported, stability and peace of mind return. We want mass deportation. You know what really disrupted neighborhoods? Let me tell you, remember, I talked about this on this channel. I shared this last year. Remember, I talked about this last year when we heard reports that Tren de Aragua gang members, those transnational criminals, the Tren de Aragua gangs, they were taking over apartment buildings in Colorado. Remember, we talked about this on this channel. If you are new here, yes, of course, you didn't hear me say that because you're new here. You're here for the first time. And if you're here for the first time, I would encourage you to subscribe and stay connected. And you can always go back and look at my previous videos. You can do keyword search on this channel, but those who have been watching, like Kay Cooper, our freedom-loving friend from Texas, Kay Cooper, always great to see you here. Kay Cooper is saying, I remember, because Kay Cooper remembers. And I know others remember as well, those who have been watching my videos for months or more than a year or since the beginning, which was January 2024, when I started doing live streams. We talked about it. Tren de Aragua, the illegal criminal aliens, they went to Colorado and they disrupted neighborhoods in Colorado. And those violent gang members, they took over apartment buildings. We talked about that on this channel. That is an example of disrupting neighborhood. When violent gang members come in and they take over an apartment building and they spread fear in the community, when people are afraid to go out of their homes because there are gang members taking over streets, that's called a disruption. But what ICE is doing is ICE is going into these neighborhoods where the criminal aliens are hiding, and ICE is conducting raids, ICE is making arrests and bringing stability back to American neighborhoods, bringing peace of mind back. And so what these so-called Los Angeles County leaders, I mean, if these are the leaders, then let me tell you, there's no leadership in Los Angeles County. If these are the leaders who claim that federal enforcement operations have disrupted neighborhoods, no. This is what we voted for. We want more ICE agents to go into neighborhoods. We want more ICE agents to do these raids and to catch the criminals and to remove them from our communities. That's what we want. We support ICE. It is It is unbelievable. Los Angeles County is a complete mess. If this is an example of their so-called leadership, the Los Angeles County leaders sending such a nonsense of a press release. My friends, one of the supervisors said the following, and I quote, "What's happening out in our communities is an emergency, and Los Angeles County is treating it like one. Declaring a local emergency ensures that the full weight of county government is aligned to support our immigrant communities who are being targeted by federal actions," end quote. I got a lot to say about that absurd, ridiculous statement from a Los Angeles County supervisor. All right? This is what the left tries to do. The left, this is their strategy. They put the legal immigrants and the illegal immigrants in one bucket by claiming, oh, our immigrant communities are being targeted. No, no, no. The legal immigrants are happy. You know, when the legal immigrants, those who followed the law, those who completed the paperwork, they waited for their turn, they waited patiently, they paid the fees, they did everything, every step, every process they followed, the laws and rules. They are the legal immigrants, those who come in legally. They're not targeted by federal actions. The ones who are targeted are the illegal immigrants and also those who may have come in legally, but then they broke the laws and rules of the United States of America. Because if somebody comes in legally after getting a visa, and then they break the terms of the visa, they violate American laws, then they're no longer welcome here. So the federal agents go after the illegal aliens and also those who may have come in legally. I mean, there are folks who come in legally and they overstay their visa. What should happen to them? They should also be deported if they overstay visa, because you got to respect the visa. If you've got a visa for 3 months and the person stays for a year, I mean, that's a massive, massive violation. So what the left tries to do is they try to put the legal and the illegal immigrants in one bucket. That is wrong. When this supervisor says, oh, immigrant communities who are being targeted by federal actions. No, no, no. You got to make it very, very clear. You have to say illegal immigrant communities are being targeted by federal actions. Legal immigrants are happy. Legal immigrants are fine. Legal immigrants love what ICE is doing. Because the legal immigrants, they didn't just walk in. They didn't just cross the Rio Grande and walk into the country. They didn't say, oh, now I'm here, I want free stuff. No, legal immigrants, they work hard. They pursue education, they work hard, they pay taxes, they contribute to the growth and success of our economy. The legal immigrants, they want to pursue citizenship. They want to make America great again. So we welcome legal immigrants, but those who come in illegally, they walk in, they go to Chicago, they go to Los Angeles, they go to New York, and they want free stuff. Oh, they want that free hotel room. They want the prepaid card. Like the Eric Adams administration was, handing out. Remember in New York? Now Eric Adams has changed his course. Now he's trying to be a nice guy. But we didn't forget what Eric Adams did back then. He ended up cooperating with the Trump administration with regard to immigration enforcement. He sat down with Tom Homan. All right, he took some corrective action, but we did not forget what Eric Adams did when his administration decided that they would give prepaid cards to the illegal aliens. So anyway, the illegal aliens, they come in, they walk in, they want free stuff, they want free housing, free food, free everything. For them it's like unbelievable, everything free. The illegal aliens. Now, in Los Angeles County, the illegal aliens are the one being targeted. So it is very, very misleading for a county supervisor to say immigrant communities who are being targeted by federal actions. No. They are not the immigrant communities. They're the illegal aliens. Let's be very clear. Understand this. Okay? And listen, I'm going to tell the truth. It doesn't matter if there are trolls here, if there are haters here, because I know the power of the truth. The power of the truth is the greatest power. And I got so many freedom-loving friends here, old friends, new friends. They are here to also pursue the truth and to stand with the truth and to spread the truth. So thank you so very much. Please subscribe, stay connected. And the haters and the trolls, you can scream and shout and call me names, doesn't matter. I will speak what's on my mind. I will share the truth. I'll share the facts, and I'll do so fearlessly. Okay? My friends, the supervisors, I'm going to read to you another part from this news release, which is a joke. The supervisors write in this news release, federal immigration raids and enforcement tactics have caused widespread fear, leading to decreased attendance at workplaces, disruption of local economies, and strain on critical services such as schools, hospitals, and places of worship. End quote. All right. We're going to analyze that statement, okay? We're going to analyze that statement because this is what the left does. The left, they spread all kinds of misinformation. They spread propaganda. This is propaganda. This entire state of emergency. Oh, state of emergency. By doing that, they're trying to create panic in Los Angeles County. My friends, this supervisor or this group of supervisors, they claim that immigration raids and enforcement tactics have caused widespread fear. Well, yeah, of course, the illegal aliens are now afraid. The illegal aliens who, during Joe Biden, they came in, they crossed the border, they came in and they said, oh, here in America, we're going to get all kinds of free stuff. Now those individuals are living in fear. Yeah, that's right. So you have to specify that. You have to say the federal immigration raids and enforcement tactics have caused widespread fear among illegal criminal aliens. Okay? I mean, listen, this press release has to be, improved by inserting words and language that portray the reality. If they just say, oh, federal immigration raids and enforcement tactics have caused widespread fear, well, that's incomplete. You have to say, have caused widespread fear among criminal aliens. Because the criminals are afraid. That is true. The criminals are afraid that ICE is going to come looking for them. So they're afraid, and that's a good thing. The criminals should be afraid. All right? And then these supervisors are saying, leading to decreased attendance at workplaces, really. Listen, how many times do we have to say it over and over again that illegal aliens, they have stolen American jobs? They have stolen American jobs. They have suppressed wages in the labor market. Anyone here who studied labor market? Any student of economics? Have you studied the labor market? I got books right here. Because I studied economics. I studied the labor market. Let me tell you. The influx of illegal aliens has resulted in American wages being suppressed. That's a fact. And if you don't like what I'm saying, then you can stop listening to me. That's fine. You don't have to listen to me. You can go play old videos of, I don't know, Kamala Harris's campaign speeches. Well, why don't you do that? If that makes you feel good, if you're like, you know what, I'm not going to listen to Tausif. Instead, I will go on the internet, I'll search for 2024 campaign speeches by Kamala Harris, and I'm going to put those campaign speeches on repeat, and I'm going to listen to those campaign speeches all day, all night. Because it's better than any genre of music. If that's what you think, you go right ahead, do it. You don't have to listen to me. But I'm telling you the truth. If you want to know the truth, stay here. And the truth is that the influx of illegal aliens resulted in American wages being suppressed. All right? Now, you can either listen to that or you can listen to Kamala Harris's old speeches. And you can probably hope for Kamala Harris running again in 2028, which I think would be glorious if she does it. Because that means that the Republicans will win again in 2028. If Kamala Harris runs again, if you are hoping and praying day and night for Kamala Harris to be the Democrat nominee for president in 2028, well, great. I'd love that, because that means the Republicans win the 2028 presidential election. That'll be pretty great. I'm not going to complain about that, all right? So, my friends, these supervisors, these so-called leaders from Los Angeles County, they say federal immigration raids and enforcement tactics have, have caused widespread fear, leading to decreased attendance at workplaces, disruption of local economies, and strain on critical services such as schools, hospitals, and they go on. Okay. Once again, get ready for the truth. Okay. Strain on critical services such as schools, hospitals. You know what really puts strain on critical services? Illegal immigration. That's right. And this is also something we talked about. So a lot of the things I'm saying are not new. These are things I've said in the past. These are things I've discussed last year. When illegal aliens come in, they come in by the millions. A lot of them, they casually decide to go seek medical services. And because they are illegal aliens, what they do is, common strategy, they go to the emergency room. What happens? Emergency rooms get filled with illegal aliens. So if you are an American and you walk into an emergency room and you have a real emergency, guess what? Now it's a longer wait time. Longer wait time. Because illegal aliens are utilizing emergency room for things that are not even emergency. But they do that because that's their only entry point into the US healthcare system. Because in order to go see a primary care doctor, you need to be able to pay out of pocket, or you need to have some kind of insurance. So the illegal aliens, what they do, they go into the emergency room for things that are not even emergency, which is one reason why the Democrats are so desperate. They want to give taxpayer-funded healthcare coverage to the illegal aliens. That's like the top item on the Democrat wish list. The Democrats, they want to take our money, the American taxpayers' money, to give healthcare coverage and healthcare services to the illegal aliens. That's like the top agenda that the Democrats have. They want the American taxpayers to provide coverage, healthcare coverage, to the illegal aliens. That is a fact. All right. Now you may not agree with me, and if that's the case, then you're probably listening to folks like AOC and Hakeem Jeffries all day. Like if you wake up in the morning and you've got your coffee or your tea or orange juice or whatever, you've had your bowl of cereal, you've had toast, bread, butter, whatever your breakfast is. And after you're done with your breakfast, you turn on your computer or you're on your phone, and your priority is, oh, it's a brand new day. I'm going to listen to what AOC has to say. Oh, I'm going to listen to what Hakeem Jeffries has to say. If that's what you do, if you listen to AOC, if you listen to Hakeem Jeffries, then you're not going to like what I'm saying. Terry Gilly, good to see you. I'm seeing more of our friends tuning in. I'm seeing more of our friends tuning in. It's always wonderful. Okay? That's right. If you're listening to the far left, then you're not going to like what I'm saying. And what you need to do in that case is open your eyes. Open your eyes. Listen to the voices of reason, and you'll see the truth. But if you're listening to Hakeem Jeffries, if you're listening to AOC, if you're listening to Adam Schiff, if you're listening to J.B. Pritzker, if you're listening to the mayor of Chicago, the worst mayor in the history of mayors, Brandon Johnson, if you're listening to them, you're not going to like what I have to say. Give me 1 second, my friends. Evelyn says MAGA. Anyone else gonna say MAGA? Please say MAGA. If you support Trump, if you support ICE, if you support logic and reason, if you believe in the truth, say MAGA. Please write MAGA in the live chat. All right? Please write MAGA in the live chat. Show your support. And make sure that you're subscribing, which is very, very important that you subscribe, okay? That's how you help us reach more people. Subscribe, my friends. So, I'm going to continue. That's what happens. So, the strain on critical services, such as hospitals, is the result of the mass influx of illegal aliens. And that is also what we talked about previously. And I just repeated some of the information. If you want a well-functioning healthcare system, and we have to make a lot of improvements in our healthcare system. That's an ongoing effort. But if you really want to remove a big burden from the US healthcare system, then you have to prevent the abuse of the emergency room services. If illegal aliens who don't have emergencies, no emergencies, but they still walk in to the emergency room, that will lead to the collapse of our healthcare quality, of our healthcare system. Because American citizens, legal immigrants, people who are here lawfully, people who are born here, people who are naturalized citizens, people who came here legally, they are not able to access the services in a timely fashion because the illegal aliens are going into emergency rooms. So, hold on. I've said one thing. If there's somebody who's repeating the same comment over and over again, I'm going to remove that person, which is what I did, okay? Which is what I did. All right. Okay, so my friends, schools also face many challenges because of the massive influx of illegal aliens. I mean, who funds the schools? Do you know? American taxpayers. Our tax dollars fund American schools. And the American schools, because of Joe Biden's open border policy that we saw over a period of 4 years, which felt like eternity. You think about the 4 years of Biden, it didn't feel like 4 years. It felt like 40 years. Because we were saying, okay, when is this craziness going to end? When will the term be over? When will we have a Republican president? When is Donald Trump going to come back? That's what people kept thinking. The 4 years of Joe Biden felt like 40 years, maybe 400 years. Okay? It felt like an eternity. But finally, that horrible period of 4 years, it's over. But we're still suffering the damage that Joe Biden did and his administration did in those 4 years. Allowed millions and millions and millions of illegal aliens to come into the US. And as a result, many American schools are suffering. Many American schools are suffering. Okay? Because of Joe Biden's open border policy. Our schools are funded with our tax dollars. Okay? Very simple, plain and simple. Our schools are not able to handle massive influx of illegal aliens, but that's what happened. And as a result, our schools are suffering. My friends, I'm reading some comments here. Haley is asking friends, question mark. Yeah, I got a lot of friends. I got friends all over the country. People who love the freedom, they love the Constitution, they love the rule of law. People who connect with me through this channel, they are my friends. Okay? So if somebody's asking friends and question mark, like if you're trying to say I don't have friends, well, you're wrong. I have lots of friends. And my friends give me the strength and energy and support to continue. It is because of my friends right here that I continue to do these live streams. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Jet. Thank you, Michael Brown. Thank you, Richard. And thank you, others. And thanks to the new friends. Thanks to those who are watching for the first time and they decided to subscribe and stay connected. Thanks to each and every one of you. You are all wonderful. You are all wonderful. And the haters cannot stop me. Name calling isn't going to stop me. Insults will not stop me. I will continue to do what I think is right, which is spread the truth. Spread the truth. We have to protect our freedom. We live in the greatest country in the world. And we have to protect our country. We have to protect our freedom. We have to restore the rule of law. Thank you, my friends. Don't go anywhere, my friends. I'm going to continue. Just taking a little break to give my voice some rest. Close to an hour, almost, that I've talked. I have more things to say, so don't go anywhere. All right. Okay. So what these county supervisors write in their press release, I'm reading to you parts of the press release because that way you'll know what exactly these supervisors are trying to say, these so-called Los Angeles County leaders, these anti-Trump um, government officials. And I'm just analyzing their statements and I'm giving you my thoughts, my analysis, okay? So the supervisors further write, and I quote, "What's happening across Los Angeles County is an emergency. It may not be a wildfire or an earthquake, but it is a man-made emergency created by our own federal government." End quote. Okay. When these supervisors say that it's a man-made emergency, and they say created by our own federal government, they are actually referring to the Trump administration. They are trying to blame the Trump administration for sending in the ICE agents and for doing immigration enforcement. But what I'll tell you is, yes, it is a man-made emergency created by the Biden administration. It is a man-made emergency created by our own federal government, meaning the past administration. Why is there such a massive number of illegal aliens in Los Angeles County? You know why? Because of the Biden administration. Because the Biden administration allowed all these people to come in through the southern border. And that's why it's a man-made emergency created by the Biden administration. But obviously, these left-wing supervisors are going to try to blame, as they are trying to do, they're going to try to blame the Trump administration. Why? Because the Trump administration is actually trying to solve the problem. The Trump administration is actually trying to address this man-made emergency created by the Biden administration. Okay. Let me also say this: the press release says the board's action, meaning the county board, the board's action follows recent federal enforcement actions, including widespread fear. County departments will now be able to move quicker to deliver rapid assistance to residents in need. What do you mean, rapid assistance to residents in need? The rapid assistance is actually the deployment of ICE agents. That's the rapid assistance. American citizens in communities across Los Angeles County are suffering because of the Biden's border crisis. So the American citizens living in Los Angeles County, the rapid assistance they need is actually more ICE agents. But over here, obviously, these county supervisors, these left-wing people, they're trying to say rapid assistance, meaning rapid assistance to illegal aliens or families of illegal aliens. But the real rapid assistance that is being delivered is the deployment of more federal agents. Okay? And, I have a pretty good understanding of what these county supervisors are trying to do. Okay? It is being reported that the county, the Los Angeles County, because of the state of emergency, they can now offer residents they can now offer some of these residents rent relief and access to state funds for legal aid. Do you understand what's going on? These public officials who are supposed to be serving the US citizens and the legal immigrants are fine. I say that over and over again. Those who come here legally, they're great people. Those who follow our laws, they're great people. These public officials are supposed to be serving the US citizens and those who are here legally. Instead, these left-wing supervisors, they're trying to provide taxpayer-funded financial support like rent relief to families impacted, meaning families of illegal aliens, maybe including those family members who are also here illegally. It's just so mind-boggling. I know I talk a lot, but sometimes I feel like I'm speechless. Sometimes I feel like there's no way to describe this absolute nonsense coming out of the far left in California. Unbelievable. It says, declaring a local emergency ensures that the full weight of county government is aligned to support our immigrant communities who are being targeted by federal action. I think I analyzed that statement just a short while ago, right? Unbelievable. I mean, let me ask you this. Do you want your tax dollars to provide rent relief to illegal aliens? Do you want that the tax that you pay, those tax dollars, get used to provide rent relief to the illegal alien? Is that what you want? Ask yourself. I see a lot of no's, strong no's over here. No, 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 no. I know many Americans who are suffering because of high property tax, especially in Democrat communities where they love increasing your property tax. You know, if you have a Democrat mayor, if you have a Democrat city council, then let me tell you, those people, they love increasing property tax. They love imposing wheel tax. They love increasing fees, even park fees. Do you know that? More fees. Like here where I live in Dane County in Madison, they're looking for every opportunity to increase taxes and fees. Property tax, oh, let's increase it. Park fees, oh, let's try to increase park fees. Oh, wheel tax. Every year, and I've complained about this many times, every year I pay more than $150 to renew my vehicle's license plate. That's one vehicle per vehicle. It's more than 150. In fact, you will not believe it. In my hand right here, I have the renewal notice that I just got. Okay, it says total due is $153. That's what I have to pay. This is the license plate renewal notice. Now, it's not supposed to be $153. The reason why it's $153 is because there is a Dane County, that's the county where I live. There's a Dane County wheel tax, and there's a City of Madison wheel tax. Okay? The City of Madison is run by Democrats. The County of Dane is run by Democrats. So where I live, both the city and the county are run by Democrats, Democrat heavy. And so I have to pay that $153. The total figure includes a $28 Dane County wheel tax and a $40 City of Madison wheel tax. So, and I've complained about this. I've written at least one letter to editor, maybe more, about this, the wheel tax issue. And I know that I don't know if they did it already or not, but I was reading that they're trying to increase park fees. And I think they already increased like the city-run parking garage fees. The Democrats, they look for ways where they can increase a few cents here, a few cents there, a few dollars here, a few dollars here. They're looking for more ways to get money out of hardworking taxpayers. They want to take more money out of the pockets of hardworking American taxpayers. Okay? And I'm sure in California, they're trying to do the same thing. I mean, it's California. I mean, it's big government on steroids. Far left policies on steroids. So, and property tax too. The Democrats are always looking to increase property tax. And if you are a renter, you think, oh, I'm a renter, I pay rent. The property tax is for homeowners. It doesn't affect me. It does affect you. If the property tax in your area goes up, your rent quite likely is going to go up as well. If you don't understand that simple math, that simple logic, then I have nothing to say. So in California, if you are from California, if you're watching from California, I've got this question for you. Do you want to see your tax dollars pay for an illegal alien's rent? And the question can be asked to anyone, wherever you're living in the United States. Do you want to see that in your community, your tax dollars get used by left-wing public officials to pay for rent for the illegal aliens? Do you want? Evelyn says absolutely not. I say the same, absolutely not. Kay Cooper says never. But this is what the Democrats in Los Angeles County are trying to do. So my friends, it says the proclamation will remain in effect until terminated by the board and authorizes all county departments to take necessary emergency actions to protect and stabilize communities impacted by federal immigration actions. Unbelievable. You know, there are many viewers from California who watch my live streams. I know that. I know that's a fact. Many people tune in for my live streams from California. And I'm not just talking about those who participate in the live chat and openly say that they are from California. We got friends from California. But there are many people who watch from California, but they never participate in the live chat. But I know they're watching because I know my video statistics. Okay. I have a pretty good understanding of what states, from which states I get the most views. And California is really high up there in the list. Okay. California, Texas, pretty high up there in the list. For this channel, I know that for a fact. Tommy Brown, good to see you, Tommy. Thanks for being here. So I hope that those who are watching from California, they really pay attention to this. Okay? Because this is what is going on in Los Angeles County. This is what the public officials in Los Angeles County are trying to do. This is what is going on. And the taxpayers are going to suffer as a result of this declaration. Because this is a way for the California Democrats to use taxpayer dollars to provide rent relief and other things to the illegal aliens. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. So I'm trying to raise awareness. Rachel is asking, how is your hand doing? My hand was doing pretty good, okay? But today, I have the pain here again. So I had to, I put the splint on. And so anyway, yeah, I'm doing fine, just a little bit of pain. That's why I have this, but yeah. I'm gonna try not to lift heavy stuff. But I'm doing fine otherwise. I mean, my range of motions is pretty okay. I'll just have to try not to put too much pressure on this. Like, I'll have to refrain from lifting heavy stuff using the left arm. Zachary says, hope you heal fast. Thank you, Zachary. Thank you so very much, Zachary. I appreciate that very much. So, yeah. Thank you for asking, Rachel. I appreciate that. My friends, if you're watching this and you have not yet subscribed, I would encourage you to please subscribe. I would appreciate that. We're trying to grow this community, and we're trying to get to, just as an initial short-term goal, we're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers, and I know you can help us get there. We're now at the 14,000 mark, just over 14,000, but we're trying to get to 20,000. Okay, so 6,000, a little less than 6,000 subscribers to go. And with your support, I know we can get there pretty fast. So what I will say is pay attention to what's happening in Los Angeles County. Okay, because I think public awareness is the most important thing. Because these left-wing public officials, they're going to try to find creative ways to oppose the Trump administration. They are going to try to create barriers for ICE. They are going to try to, provide more taxpayer-funded resources to the illegal aliens. And so it is important that you all pay attention, especially if you are in California. But then again, no matter where you live in the US, you need to pay attention, because what happens in one community, it can be replicated in other communities. So don't be surprised if in some other state, some other left-wing group of county supervisors decide to do something similar to what these Los Angeles County officials are doing. Okay? So pay attention. Awareness is the most important thing. You have to be aware of what's going on. in your neighborhood, in your city, in your state, and around the country. And so my goal was to bring this matter to your attention, and hopefully you'll be able to read more on your own and follow this issue going forward. Okay, so I will just conclude by saying that I support ICE. I support the Trump administration. I support the great work that Kristi Noem is doing, and I just, our Secretary of Homeland Security, and I know that together we can make America great again. So, my friends, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate that very, very much. And to all those viewers who are new, who are here for the first time, and who subscribed to become a friend of this community, thank you. I appreciate that, and hopefully you'll be able to participate in future live chats. So thank you, my friends. May God bless you all. May God bless President Donald J. Trump. May God bless the Trump administration. May God bless the Republicans in Washington. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless our U.S. allies. And may God bless freedom-loving people all over the world. With that, thank you so very much, my friends. I'm going to be back again very soon. So stay connected. Turn on the notification button. I think there's a notification button that you can turn on so that you don't miss my live streams in the future. So thank you, my friends. And remember this. Together, we will make America great again. Thank you. Have a good night, my friends. I'll see you again soon.